Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
We're the TheRcSaylors, and we're at our airfield to show you the larger version of the Pantonma. We recently had the little brother of this with obstacle avoidance for $35 on the channel. As it turns out, the obstacle avoidance didn't work quite the way we expected. You can turn it on the lowest rates, fly it inside, and then supposedly an infrared signal will keep it from hitting walls and things. We were not about to test that, but today we are going to test the big brother and see how it fares in some light wind. Inside the box we have 4 prop guards, 4 spare props, and a screwdriver, and the little cap that goes over the modular system. I'll show you in just a second. Hold on to the box, it's a nice case for your drone. Here is the drone itself. It looks really cool. I like that it has an on-off button on top. I love the design of it, the color scheme, just a great looking drone. The cool thing that sets this apart from a lot of others on the market is the modular system on the bottom. If you press and hold this, you can actually take this camera off, reducing the weight. I think they have other things like adding a light, a different quality of camera, different types of things like that. And like I said, just taking that off reduces the weight significantly, and it's not drawing any power, which is going to give you a longer flight time. I really like that you can do that. More drones should have that option. You also have the modular obstacle avoidance system here. This looks just like its little brother that I was talking about. It's just this little circular thing that plugs in here with the metal contacts, and then you have these infrared lights. The reason our smaller one didn't work the way it was supposed to is because we were flying it outside in the sun. When you fly infrared things in the sun, it can interfere, will interfere, and definitely does interfere with infrared signals.
You can't fly this quad inside. It's too big.
I agree.
And the other one, the little brother, didn't fly well either.
I agree very much.
It was terrible flyer.
Totally agree. But infrared has to be flown inside. So if you want to test this guy and fly it more efficiently so as not to waste battery life, you could take that off as well. Now, if you're stripping all these things down, you're taking an $80 drone roughly at the time of purchasing this, and now you have...
I believe it's way more now.
Wow, I can't believe it went up. That's crazy. But now you have what essentially is like a $30 drone. So, you know, these things are what makes the price go up. So if you're taking them off, why would you pay the extra for it? So kind of both sides of the fence there. But then you also have a proprietary battery here that just plugs into the back of the drone very nicely. You know, all the stuff that is modular on here is pretty simple. It all works and works well, at least by the plugging it in and unplugging it. So there it is with everything all on it without the prop guards. We also have a USB charge cable for the battery itself. The flight battery took about an hour or so to charge, and we should get about an 8-minute flight time. And the transmitter is probably my favorite thing about this drone in particular, because even a larger phone I think is going to fit in here. You see? Even in my case it fits. And now, isn't that a really cool looking transmitter with the phone mounted in there? I really like that.
Does it feel secure?
Yeah, pretty secure, yeah. I mean, I'm shaking that pretty hard and I'm not pushing it together, so that's pretty good. The spring is pretty strong that holds that together. It just separates like this, so maybe even some tablets would fit in there. I don't really know. I don't have a tablet with me, but this drone does have altitude hold. All the buttons are labeled very nicely. It has rates, auto takeoff, auto land, the camera video, return to home, which is, or that might be flips actually. It does have return to home, headless mode, turn the lights on and off. All in all, this is actually pretty cool. Oh, and the transmitter itself has rechargeable batteries, and that charger charges the transmitter as well, so that's really cool. The transmitter feels really good. Very high quality transmitter. I've got a good feeling about the transmitter itself. Not so sure if this is going to perform the way we want it to. So let's go ahead and try to power this on. We'll use the instructions to help us. Okay, I just pressed my auto takeoff, auto land button, and it's not actually taking off. It just makes the motors start and stop. So hit that button and then give it a little throttle up. And the wind is pushing me around, so I'm going to want to put it in higher rates.
There is like no wind. That's not a lot of wind for that big of a drone.
Light breeze, very light breeze. But at a higher rate, we're able to fly in it pretty well. The controller feels really, really good right now. It really does. And I like the way the drone looks, just to be honest. It's a cool looking drone. Now you'll notice that you do not see any video on your screen, and that is because we cannot get this video to work at all. It does connect to the Wi-Fi, but the app doesn't work. We have a screenshot to show you that it stays on the home screen of the app. We played around with this for hours trying to get this to work, not only today, but we attempted to do this video a while ago, couldn't get anything to work, decided to just
take it home, try to work on it, and still have not gotten it to work. So we gave up.
And we decided to just go ahead and show you guys the quad itself without getting the app to work. So you're gonna pay a lot for a quad that you may not get the app to work. But let's talk about the quad itself. It's flying around really well right now. I really like the altitude hold. The transmitter feels amazing in my hands. It feels very ergonomical, very intuitive. Just feels like I'm actually flying this drone. Like this transmitter was designed for this drone. I really like that. Like that a lot. The app is the exact same app as the Pantonma small drone. So maybe they've put more focus on getting the smaller one to work and not this. I don't know. It's unfortunate. The camera can be controlled up and down, although I can't show you that on this video because we don't have control of it. But when I booted the drone up, the camera twitched down and up on its own, which is really cool. That's another reason why you're going to see a higher price point on this drone. We have the ability to bump the rates up again, I think. 3. So let's see how it does in the third rate. I'm just going to zip it around some. Just a little bit farther so we can get an idea of speed. As I'm pushing forward in speed, it does lose its altitude. So watch, I push forward and we're going down some. The altitude hold is unable to keep up with the rate of the drone.
Scaring the birds, Nathan.
Yeah, I see that. Oh, we're going down. Having some issues there in the light breeze. This is not one of the better altitude hold drones that I've ever flown. In fact, it's losing the altitude quite a bit. It's kind of, I like to say buffering, you know, buffing I should say. It's going up and down a lot in the light breeze. I think we're in the highest rate, so. Yeah, there's rate 1 again. Rate 2 feels pretty good for this drone. Rate 3 is definitely too much for its own altitude hold. We do have a flip button, so let's go ahead and test that out. It'll come down a bit, make it easier to film. And we'll flip it hopefully here in just a second. Doesn't seem to be working. This may be one of those that's actually return to home. I apologize. It looks like a flip button, but it's actually, yeah.
Probably just look like bugs.
Yeah. So return to home, 3, 2, 1. It's kind of going off to the right, so that's maybe need to recalibrate everything, but a lot of times these drones work right out of the box without the calibration. Although we have calibrated this since we've had it. Well,
usually it doesn't work that well unless it has a GPS. Well,
here's the flip button. It's hidden down in the trim buttons. It says 360. And it's, I'm, you know, trying to pick a direction for it to flip. It's not doing the job. Every now and then we get a drone that's supposed to be able to flip. I'm holding it, picking a direction. I'm pressing it without pressing the right stick, picking a direction. It's just not working. So no flips on this guy. We do have headless mode as well. Let's see if that'll work. We're in headless mode. I'm giving it rotation and pushing away, and it's working. The headless mode does work on it.
Now there's some wind.
Yeah. Let's take this back out of headless mode so I can fight the wind a little better. We can turn the lights on and off. You're not going to be able to see that today in this video though. And really, that's all the functions of this drone. With the limitation of the, you know what, let's just take it in the clubhouse and see if this collision detection will work in there. I think that'd be fun. A little messy in here, clubhouse is just a little messy, but it's going to be loud when I take this drone off.
Don't hit the fans.
Oh yeah, I'm going to try not to.
Or hit the fans and make a good video.
Sure. I'm not going to talk during this. Just know that I'm going to put the drone in the lowest rate, and I'm going to attempt to probably bump into the light brick wall over there. So here we go.
Is it doing it or not?
No. I can see infrared lights on that, but it's letting me hit the wall. Not cool.
You're blinking. Is that the battery?
That is the battery now.
Jeez.
Yeah. While I was close to the drone, I could see little infrared lights blinking very rapidly. I pushed towards the wall very, very slowly, and it was probably an inch or less away from the wall. I could have hit the wall. Then I tried to do one of the sides, just thinking maybe it would work better because it's got lights on all four ends, and I pushed it against the wall, and I clipped the wall. So the infrared thing does not work. I made 100% sure I was in the lowest rate by holding this up to my ear, getting the lowest rate on there, and just no luck, it clipped the wall. So even the collision detection in optimal settings does not work. And the flight time was crazy short. So this is a complete pass, just like its younger brother. That's it. This is just a pass. There you go, saving some money. Be sure to check out our channel for some stuff that we don't give a pass on, that we recommend, and apply the money from this to one of those. And we've got some really cool stuff coming to the channel really soon, so be sure to look out for that stuff. Thanks a lot for watching. See you guys in the next video.
Bye!